All right, battle 3 for the week. It is going to be Krom Diner versus SuperCavy. And I have no idea how this battle goes because they played this the Saturday or Sunday before I was rolling this tournament. And I was actually surprised that they went from like one day, like where I just said, "Hey, I'm rolling it within." Like I think it was like I gave them 2 days because it had been like two weeks. I took a while to play my game as well, so like, but it was just everybody had to roll at that point. And in reality, if I had realized how long it had sat, I would have rolled even for myself because I shouldn't be waiting that long. But they got their battle in. Thought it was just going to be a draw, or a bye week for basically for both of them. So I don't know how this goes. But this is a huge force for Khorn. I do like how the faster the forces are up top here for him. I think the big goal is if you can capture these or hold these heavy war sleds out a little bit. But with Kislev kind of coming up with a unified front, it does look like Krom Diner is going to just bait in a lot of units into their guns, and SuperCavy should just be pulling back here. Your Flesh Hounds, like, yes, they're shutting down some of the guns, but like, they're not shutting down guns that are shooting at the Khorn forces. We have some Warhounds. I don't think right time for this. Like, they'll get chewed up before they get to the front lines. This force up here, though, if they could come down, they could just roll through this side. Armored Cassars with spears, armored Cassars, but like this is what spawn. And these are Flesh Hounds. Yeah, like this is what they're for. This is probably a pretty decent summon. If you can hold these war sleds in place. Yeah, the Warhounds immediately break. My fingers are all messed up. I've lost control of the camera. But two units of spawn and your lord and a unit of flesh hounds all sitting up here fighting where the rest of your army is fighting the entirety of Kislev. This is a very good trade for Krom Diner here. And you only send the flesh hounds down. Like the only thing you need maybe is one unit of spawn, or you just summon some warhounds up here to hold this point and you send everything down, because right now all the guns are facing this way. There's 4 units over here, including some Griffin Legion. They're not engaged currently, and you have a very good catch here if you bring everything down. Here comes the Griffin Legion, but this is the armored Cassars, regular Cassars. You have 3 units that won't be doing anything. Yeah, these Warhounds can sit up here. The rest of this needs to come down. There's no reason to sit up on point 3 with a Lord and 2 spawn when you're trying to fight the rest of the war. Krom Diner has corrected his ways a little bit. I think 2 units over here is okay, especially since this armored Cassar is a little bit weakened. I would put them kind of at the edges of the point or just off of it. You might be able to, especially with the longer range of the bows. If you're right here, you might be able to shoot in, but you'll definitely make sure that nothing sneaks in to counter capture this point. The Warhounds, instead of all the heavy hitting units are coming down, they will immediately get crushed by the Warbears. That's just complete suicide. Yeah, and the piecemeal Khorn army down here just getting crushed. Khorn blood crushers coming in. Flesh hounds coming in. They need to wait a little bit, or they need to rotate over here and hit these points, or both. Sending in piecemeal against all of this, you're not saving these warriors. They're not even worth saving for the cost of the blood crushers. They are gonna They are gonna kill this Griffin Legion from the looks of it. What spell is going down? It's just Heart of Winter though. No. Ice Sheet, which is also a good call. A little bit too late on that cast. Does look like the Tsarina got caught up and really hurt by something. The Tsarina's other spell. Oh, now it says Heart of Winter, but oh, there it is. There's the Heart of Winter. Okay, I was like, I don't see a Heart of Winter here. And there goes the Khorn forces. You're still surrounded by the entirety of the Kislev army, and you dived right into the middle of it. It just, I hate to see it happen. Especially with, this is what Krom Diner did last time. With his 4 units. Now he's doing it with 2 units over here. But then we're looking at a general and 2 units of spawn. Like a very hard-hitting force here, especially if this has, yeah, Locust of Wrath, so plus 40 melee. Like this coming down will crush everything else in close combat. The bears might stand a little bit of a chance. Just send your lord down. You're losing. Send everything. Summon in a unit of warhounds. Just click here. Go. Chaos warhounds. Have them sit here. Krom Diner doesn't have the mobility at the moment. He does have some war sleds. But he does, like, the infantry is not going to come up. And if he decides to send the war sleds up to go after a unit of warhounds, like, you're kind of screwed anyways. If he sends these up here to take care of your lord, you're screwed anyways. But I think that plus 40 melee attack down here would definitely help just kind of cut through what you need to here. Flesh hounds. Okay, this is a good call. This is a good call. Catching the heavy war sleds on the back. At least stopping the firing. We got some more Furies coming in. Don't just charge these wing lancers or something. Come on. Sandwich it. Sandwich the heavy war sleds. Why leave your general up here? You're sending units to literally just to their death. Unsummon them or use that for your point 3. Gorbeesh chariots, that should have been much sooner with this much infantry. You don't have the anvil left to use these effectively. Now the spawn are unsummoning themselves, or I guess they don't get summoned, but they are getting deleted from the pitch. I mean, SuperCavy is just every time he brings another unit in here, it's like Krom Diner is just not looking at what's coming down the pipe. We do have some warhounds back here, and he's sending him right back into combat. Put them up here. Bring down the general, please. Krom just needs to wrap up this way. He has some Schultz in here now. I think you set up kind of a small gun line here. Bring the Zargard up. You bring the heavy war sleds up, and you just finish off this general. You capture point 3, and you hold. Minotaurs, yeah. See the Schultz is what you need to shoot. Shoot the Minotaurs with the Schultz. You have the Warbear Riders. These are great weapons. So actually, you might not want to engage with the Warbears on there. That's where you throw in some armored Khazars or regular Khazars. I know there's some regular Khazars in here. Maybe they all died. Alright, these regular Khazars, that's who you send in to deal with the Minotaurs while everything else shoots. And you just wait for fire blood to proc. And then you just keep shooting. What you don't do is get your Zargard charged by Minotaurs. But it doesn't matter. Like, there's just so much force here. These Minotaurs solo. They'll probably cut through a unit, maybe 2 units. They'll definitely get their value. The general's finally down here. Already 13 kills, but now being killed off by himself. Moral of the story, I feel like for this whole week has been, like, have your units support each other. There's very few forces that can just 1v1 everything. You don't need to do death ball style here. But, like, Warhounds just... What is this going to do? What are these Warhounds going to do? Like, it's just coming in waves. He kills off one unit, then another unit arrives. That unit hits, does a bit of damage. Then the rest of the army just punks them. Then the next unit hits. It's little, like... Best way of looking at it is, like... These are beachfront property. All of your objectives are beachfront property. Do you want one big tsunami to take out the beachfront property, or do you want lots of little waves? And that's what SuperCavy is sending is lots of little waves. But Krom here just has one big tsunami, and which one's going to win? This force could just keep stepping forward. And there's nothing that SuperCavy is going to do. He hit with one big wave. SuperCavy hit with lots of little waves. Who destroyed the point? Krom did. Heavy Warsuds get brought back in. You know, we'll just speed this up. There's nothing that's gonna happen. Just piecemealing your units in like this and charging into an army. Like, all his guns aren't even facing the right direction, but it's still enough. You're still charging into a firing line with one unit at a time, watching that unit get gunned down, and then doing it again. So now that I've criticized everyone else's battle, the next one will be my crushing defeat.